everyone, nice to meet you. Stay tuned on I'm a Queen to discuss something very interesting with me.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm a queen. My objective is to create a platform for every woman to speak about their life experiences, challenges, their talents, and basically about their businesses. So, if you're new to my channel, you're warmly welcome. If you like my content, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Also, don't forget to click on the bell icon to be notified first when I post on YouTube. In today's Let's Get to Know segment, let's see what Uththara Fernando has to say about mental harassment.
I'm Uththara Fernando and I'm 22 years old. I thought of discussing about psychological harassment, which is unspoken these days but happens very oftenly, and I will discuss about the impact towards you and what actions you can take towards it. So let's have a look. Becoming a victim is not a choice, but becoming a survivor is. Psychological harassment is something very negative. It's a very negative behavior done by a person or maybe a group of people. It can be either direct or indirect. And what I've noticed in it is repetitive. It is done repeatedly and it is very systematic, and it goes on for a long period of time. It extends for a long period of time if you don't take proper actions. So the harasser can prevent you and me from expressing ourselves, such as constantly shouting at you, refusing any contact with you, not greeting you, ignoring you, or acting in a way that excludes you or isolates you, spreading rumors about you, making insulting remarks about you, and giving excessive workload, especially at your workplace. So a harasser can be emotionally so needy. He or she might want to dominate you and improve their social status, or maybe they might be having low self-esteem, having lack of remorse, or failing to recognize their own social behavior, feeling angry, feeling frustrated, socially struggling, and maybe being a victim of harassment by themselves. So people who bully are tough and strong, and some might be thoughtless rather than hurtful. That means there are two parties, like some might do it purposely, some might not do it purposely. Some are tough and strong, and some might be thoughtless rather than hurtful. Obviously, I've been through this experience, my friends have been through this, and my colleagues have been through psychological harassment, and I think you might have been through this too, right? Because this is not something very rare these days. This is very, very common. But why we don't hear about this much is because people don't have the capacity to open up themselves, and they don't like to speak about this in public. So 90% of the psychological harassments are not brought in front of the law. So what happens next is the harasser becomes more powerful, more tougher, and more stronger. So people who are in any age category can be subjected to psychological harassments. The small kids in school, like kids who are in the primary, become victims of psychological harassments for being different from others, for being different from their behavior, from their appearance, and if they are weak students in class, and if they are too extraordinary in class, they become victims. So it's done not only by their classmates but sadly by their teachers too. So parents should keep an eye on the small kids, because what can they do about it, right? So when you're different from others, maybe from appearance, there can be groups of people who try to put you into a negative mental situation, knowingly or unknowingly, and they will try to say things that you might not like, some things which are unpleasant to you. So I will speak about the actions you can take. how to avoid people who mentally puts you down. In here I won't be discussing the legal actions you could take, but I'll be discussing 3 steps, 3 tips you can apply to your situation so that you can make your situation a little better. So first thing, the first way you can do is to ignore them, act like they do not exist anymore. So you can show them that what they do and what they say did not affect you, and from my experience this gives them a big slap in return. So the next thing you can do is you can go and directly talk to them. So you can ask what's wrong with them, and you can tell them that you don't like their behavior towards you, and maybe also you can give a warning. And what you should do is you should use strong body language and look at the harasser, speak properly, speak clearly with a good voice, and be strong. And the other thing is, do not apologize and make excuses or don't ask questions. You do not need to say sorry for how you felt. So you do not need to respond to diversion questions, threats, blaming. Stay on your agenda, stick to your point, and repeat your statement or leave. So decide when you are done. Like if you go and talk to him, you should be ready to leave also. So the other point is, the third point is, get witness. Always get witness. I've done this before. In a situation of a psychological harassment, who and what should be your priority? My view and my opinion is the only priority should be yourself. Say no to someone or something that makes you uncomfortable, unhappy, and once you get in the habit of doing this, you'll wonder why you waited so long. Practice self-care, adjust your expectations, but there can be different cases where, in some cases when it comes to your job and all, where you can't leave it because it's worth it, you can let go, you can avoid, and you can stay until things get better. You can avoid that person, but if things aren't going in the right way, if things are not getting better, you can take legal actions. And if it makes you more and more, if it makes you unhappy day by day, and it destroys your mental happiness, just leave. Because at the end, we live only once. We should be happy, and make yourself a priority and be happy always. This is not very relevant to what I discussed today, but being selfless with people who aren't grateful to you is something that depends on who you are. Because someone might say, I'm selfless and I won't be expecting anything in return after I help, so I don't even care whether that person is grateful or not once I help. So the other one might say, I'm always selfless, but after a certain limit, after it exceeds a certain limit, I will be self-centered, I will give up on that person. So as I said, it depends on who you are, it differs from person to person, and it depends on the situation. But the most important thing is, never lose yourself. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook as Uththara Fernando. I'm a Queen is a very good platform to express ourselves, express our ideas on something interesting in our own unique way. So thank you for having me in I'm a Queen, and thank you for giving me this opportunity. So I invite all of you to join hands with I'm a Queen and bring out something interesting to the world through this platform. The time to take an action against psychological harassment is now itself. So if you are a partner who is in an abusive relationship, if you are a person who gets bullied by peer groups, if you are a parent whose kids are victims of psychological harassers, and if you are being harassed at office, please raise your voices now itself. And if you know anyone who gets psychologically harassed by someone, please do not avoid them, talk to them and take necessary actions together. So And then I have one message to people who try to put others mentally down, who try to bully others, who try to psychologically harass others. Why you do this? If you have any mental condition, bad mental condition, and if you have any mental disorder, get medication. There are medication for that, and go to counseling. But don't use another person's happiness. Don't use another person for your own satisfaction. Let them enjoy every moment they live in. So let's keep an end to psychological harassment. If you want to know more inspiring, interesting stories like this from other women, subscribe to this channel and stay tuned.
Thanks for watching, and if you want to see more videos like this, stay tuned on I'm a Queen. And also, till my next video, be safe and stay healthy.